beginning of this year, the end of last year, I was having a conversation with Gary McCammon, who's my ministry coach. Gary told me a little bit about how he has contact with people in Argentina regularly. And I told him and confessed to him, I don't feel like it's real discipleship if you're not face to face, body to body, because it's got to be discipleship to me has got to be very personal, mentoring as well. And he challenged me on that thinking. And he said, why would you think that? And what I discovered at that point, as long as I had a relationship with somebody and I had already spent face-to-face time, that I could actually encourage people in that way. I could actually have some very good impact in people's lives that way. And so I really discovered this at the end of last year, the beginning of this year, the value of this kind of contact using social media. And so it's like God had prepared us for the pandemic. And so it was very, very easy when we finally left Chad and came back to the United States now to reestablish these contacts with Brazil. And it's keeping me really busy.
Walk us through a typical day, the meetings that you would have around the world.
Actually, first of all, there's no typical day because every day is a little bit different. But today, for example, I talked to Neviston Uberlanja using WhatsApp. And Lisa and I are going to be having time with a church planner outside of Belém. I'm going to be talking with Ricardo, who's the vice president, with he and his wife. Lisa and I are going to both be doing it together. And then tonight I'm going to be giving a class on Romans. And so I've got a full day of scheduled one Zoom meeting after another with people that I'm talking with in Brazil. And then tomorrow I've got a class in Northwest Chapel. So I've got a lot of different things going on.
So do you think God has opened up doors to the gospel during this time that might not have opened in another time?
We think we're in control of our lives. And I think this is especially true in the United States. We like control of our retirement. We have our job. We have security. We got everything planned out. But then you throw a monkey wrench into it like this, and they said people are suddenly realizing they don't have control. And so I'm seeing more openness probably in Americans than I am overseas like that.
How is God working in you during this time?
Actually, I feel more at peace than I normally do, because we're so agitated. I guess he's working and giving me peace in my situations and my circumstances.
So what do you hope happens in and through these circumstances?
Well, I would say I hope that now that people are kind of realizing, like the Brazilian church is realizing, that they can connect with the body of Christ in ways that were never possible before. I think this technology was here before the crisis, but now we're forced to use it. I think that's one thing I'm hoping will happen. And we talked about discipleship yesterday, because one of the things that I've always emphasized is that the church is founded not on the Sunday morning service. That seems to be the foundation, the main piece of our ministry. The focus of our ministry is the Sunday morning service. All the energy goes into that. All the people come to that. But I feel that the thing that's most important, the foundation of a church, has to be discipleship, and that's not been the case. And as we talked yesterday at the group of people from Brazil in the class at the Bible Institute, we were seeing that that's something that this could do to us, because we can't get together in the big service now. God has taken that away, perhaps as a reason to develop this aspect of discipleship in the local churches, because that can definitely continue and should continue.